Hello, I'm Nicholas Snow. It's Sunday, July 26th, 2020. And it is 100 days until the November presidential election, and hopefully in January, the smooth transition of power to the Biden administration. This almost daily edition of the Nicholas Snow Show, Democracy on Life Support, focuses on your viewer comments as we navigate one of the most turbulent times in the history of the United States of America. What are you doing to save democracy? What are your greatest fears? How are you keeping hope alive? What action do you recommend? Will we come back from the brink? Join the conversation. Comment live and your viewer comments may be placed on screen. If you can't watch live, when you see notice of an upcoming episode, then you can comment on that episode and those comments will stay with the episode and I'll be able to access them when we are live. So I will be back with the meat of the program right after this. As you can see from the opening, there are 5 regular shows being produced on PromoHomo.TV. Most of those are interview programs, and they can all be found at the website PromoHomo.TV. The Nicholas Snow Show has been the most infrequent show because most of the guests fit conveniently into one of the other categories I've created. However, I thought that this would be a great opportunity at a very important time to really engage you, my audience. So that's what this show is about. Now, if you want to find these broadcasts, just simply search Twitter for Democracy on Life Support. For example, I searched Twitter, as you can see on the screen, for Democracy on Life Support, and hit on the latest. And the latest use of that hashtag on Twitter is, in fact, Democracy on Life Support, identifying this particular episode of the program. Also, to be notified of live broadcasts so you can tune in, you want to be sure to follow the official verified Nicholas Snow Facebook page. You want to follow at PromoHomo.TV on Twitter and Instagram, and also go to PromoHomo.TV. And you can search YouTube for PromoHomo.TV to find and subscribe to the official YouTube channel. When someone comments during the show, those comments go on the screen, and I'm going to just comment right now. So I'm just going to basically type, if you comment live, I can put your comment on screen like this. And then I've shared the comment into the various social medias, and once a comment appears on the screen, I can in fact put it on the screen. So that is how this program is going to be interactive. It's never going to be longer than it needs to be. Frankly, all we need is another tedious talking head to tell us things that we already know. But when I have been sitting in my home, sheltering in place, considering the reality of the world that we live in today, one of the things I'm doing a lot is I'm watching the news. I'm also talking on friends with whom I talk about relevant political issues. And it frankly is important to be engaged. The other thing that I did on Twitter is I searched 100 days. So let me go back to bringing this big screen. And if you search the hashtag 100 days, which was trending today, I did this a little while ago, and right at the top was a tweet from Barbara Streisand, but this is being used a lot. So the first tweet I'm finding is by Raymond Hallman. He says, laser focused. Where was he this weekend with 159,000 dead? 100 days and you can golf forever. And there's a gif of Donald J. Trump golfing. And I don't know if the actual gif is from this weekend, but I have seen in news reports that the president is golfing. Going further down, the Lincoln Project has been very active. So the Lincoln Project on Twitter is a group of Never Trump Republicans. There are concerns about the enthusiastic following of the Lincoln Project among liberals because there is no knowing what the Lincoln Project will do when they are facing off against a more liberal or Democratic candidate. But I personally am appreciating what the Lincoln Project is doing. That's another thing that comes up for the hashtag 100 days. If you're just tuning in, I just want to remind you that if you comment live, I can put your comment on screen like this. Since this is the first of these broadcasts, and I'm finding already most of the people watch my show after the original broadcast, I'm not necessarily expecting people to tune in live to this particular broadcast. But please know that if you do tune in live for the Democracy on Life Support series, my goal is to showcase your comments and remarks. Most of my other programming, as I mentioned, does in fact include interviews. Paulina Angel says, vote in blue 2020. So Paulina is a wonderful trans activist here in the Coachella Valley. And before it was clear who the Democratic nominee would be, I was personally saying vote blue no matter who. And right now that happens to be Joe Biden. So Biden 2020. By the way, I practice advocacy journalism. So I do espouse certain opinions in my own work. And I disclose that they are my opinions. I am certainly willing to showcase opinions other than my own. Take what you like and leave the rest. So when I go back and I search for the hashtag Democracy on Life Support, let me bring back up the Twitter screen. It's interesting how that is being used. Just one moment, please. So actually, the first thing that's coming up is this video, because this video is being fed to Periscope, and now this video is coming up when you search the hashtag Democracy on Life Support. So that's fantastic, because actually there are no other video programmings using the hashtag. So if you should in fact find this video, know that you can go to my public Facebook page or at Twitter on Periscope, at PromoHomo.TV, on Twitter, Periscope, and Insta, or search YouTube for PromoHomo.TV, or go to PromoHomo.TV to find the show. The next use of the hashtag was once again by me. A girl cries foul on Twitter says, write postcards, call, text voters, register others to vote, register yourself to vote, protest, have uncomfortable conversations with family members, read, and distribute. There's another post by me promoting today's show. And if I don't immediately understand the tweet, I probably am not going to read it. So there are not a lot of people using democracy on life support. I'm going to go back to 100 days. That's how you can find this show, however. And by the way, if you are someone that would be a relevant guest for this show, this particular show can have guests, but my strong intent is to feature people who are watching and your comments. What's on your mind? So Broke Boy at the Broke Boy says, yes, at real Donald Trump, you have been canceled. And it is a music video that person has shared. There's someone supporting Sharon Hirsch for Texas House District 66. I know nothing about her, what party she's in or what she supports, but she's using 100 days. At Keytoby1 says, I've never agreed with Demented Donnie on anything, but I do agree that all Trumpers should avoid mail-in ballots. If you vote by mail, you're a Trump traitor. So, who knows what that means? At any rate, that's that. So as I wrap up, I just want to, as a reminder, let you know that if you tune in to future broadcasts and comment, I can post your comment on screen, and that's my goal of this particular show. And today, Paulina Angel commented that she is voting blue in 2020. And I'm going to conclude today's broadcast. There was no need for it to be long. It's an introduction to what I intend to do with this particular series of programs. I'm going to go to PromoHomo.TV. I'm going to go to the most recent episode on the front page, which is 100 Days to Save Democracy. And I'm going to let you see, just one moment. I want to read my description for this show and conclude with this. So, until the November 2020 presidential election and hopefully the smooth transition of power to a Biden administration, in January, this almost daily edition of the Nicholas Snow Show, Democracy on Life Support, focuses on your viewer comments as we navigate one of the most turbulent times in the history of the United States of America. What are you doing to save democracy? What are your greatest fears? How are you keeping hope alive? What action do you recommend? Will we come back from the brink? Join the conversation. Comment live, and your viewer comments might be placed on the screen. If you cannot watch live, tweet your comment with the hashtag PromoHomo.TV or Democracy on Life Support, and I will do my best to share your remark. Rafael Lozano says, 2020 presidential election, and hopefully this Congratulations, Mr. Snow. It's going to be a great show. I'm so glad that you're conscious about keeping democracy alive and benefit humankind forever. What are your greatest? You're a great person, and I'm so glad to know you. Actually, Raphael is a close friend of mine, and thank you so much for commenting. And Paulina has another remark. She says, if 2016 was Avengers Infinity War, 2020 is Endgame, avenging the fallen, those who died by racial injustice and COVID-19, by voting out the administration that made those deaths possible. I couldn't agree more. I'm living with HIV, and I'm living in Palm Springs, California, in Riverside County, where we have once again rolled back our opening here at the advice of Governor Newsom, who I fully support. I'm not so sure I would survive COVID, and my income completely disappeared with the pandemic. All income to my business and my employment disappeared with the pandemic. And I have been thinking quite a bit about privilege. For example, the reason I'm not out on the street is because I had a recent inheritance and had paid off some debt and have a little bit in savings. But when I think that the wealth that I benefited from in my inheritance was accumulated over generations of white privilege, I become very aware of that, and how my current ability to have a roof over my head is in fact tied to white privilege. These are one of the things that I have been aware of. So, with that, I want to thank Raphael and Paulina for your remarks today, and I encourage you all to tune in next time for another live edition, and hopefully more of you will participate. I will stay committed to this for at least a few weeks to give it an opportunity to get some traction, and if this particular incarnation of the broadcast doesn't get traction, I won't do it. But for now, I'm giving it a go, and I thank you for joining me. And until next time, I'm Nicholas Snow.